Hi everyone, my name is Bo Ridley, and I just wanted to come on here today, and I'm going to play a song in a minute, but today is January 27th, and I just wanted to come on here today to tell you that that day is extremely significant for me. It's when I completely surrendered everything that I was. I'm going to tell you a little story about myself real quick. You see that right there? I don't know if you can see that. I'm missing part of my pinky. I want to tell you a story about how a small prescription led to a huge addiction. And I want to tell you about the saving grace of our Jesus. I want to tell you how he took me in the depths of my sorrow and despair, and he brought me out of it. 13 years ago today, I checked myself into a place called the Mission of Hope. It's a 3-month, 90-day rehabilitation center in Mobile, Alabama. I was at the end of my road. I was completely desperate and turned to everything but Jesus. But today, I am grateful for where he brought me. So anyway, I was at work one day. I used to work at this place where we made light fixtures, the cans that lights go in. And I was at work, and I was sitting there sanding on a part, and one of the machine units came down and sat on my pinky, and that's how it got crushed. It was about 2,000 to 3,000 pounds of hydraulic pressure, extremely painful. But I was obviously rushed to the hospital, and they bandaged me up and everything. He gave me, a whole bunch of antibiotics and medication and stuff. But he also gave me pain medication as well. And I'd never really taken this before. I'd never really taken pain medication before. Didn't really know a lot about it, except for the fact that I knew people could get addicted to it. But this was prescribed to me, so I thought we're okay, we're fine. So I'm going about my day-to-day life. Going to work, going to church, all these things. But eventually, I start to realize that I'm slowly getting addicted to these. And so I tried to quit myself. I tried to get off of it cold turkey. But I noticed I started hurting really, really bad. Like my whole body, not just my finger anymore, my whole body was hurting. And so I go to my doctor and ask him about it. And I said, why do I hurt? Well, my whole body starts hurting when I don't have this medication. And he told me, well, it's called, you're detoxing. He's called, you're coming off these drugs, so you're detoxing. Your brain is telling your body you want this, but or you need it, but you really don't. I mean, at the time I was 20-something years old. I know I didn't really need anything to get through the day, through life, but it seemed to stop when I would take the medication. So anyway, he told me he would give me something to help me get off that. And look, this is not this doctor's fault. It's completely my fault, because when I die and I stand before my maker, I'm going to be alone. I'm not going to have anybody to blame. Not this doctor, nobody. Anybody's not going to be around. So what he gave me to get off, it was Lortab, 7.5 milligrams, whatever. But what he gave me to get off that was methadone, 10 milligram methadone. And if you know anything about, pills, medication, and things like that, that is way worse than what I was taking. And like I said before, I can't blame this doctor. I can't blame anybody but me, because I did this to me. It was my choice to take this medication as I thought I needed to. My folks, were pretty upset as far as, the things that I was doing. Probably stealing to get money, to get this stuff. Lying, of course. Doing a lot of things that I shouldn't have. And I don't even like talking about it. And I'm not going to talk about it, because I want to talk about what God's done in my life. It was a bad addiction, a really bad addiction. In my life, I tried a lot of things to get off of what I was doing. It was alcohol, it was marijuana, or whatever I could, just to stop from hurting, from this pain medication. But ultimately, it ended me up in rehabilitation centers. And I tried one down here, up in Lincoln, Alabama, Teen Challenge, which is a great place. It's an awesome place. But I wasn't ready. I thought I was, but I wasn't. And did a year at Teen Challenge. Wonderful people, wonderful staff, everything. But I wasn't ready. I completely was not ready. That's the only thing I've got to blame for that. And ended up, back in the addiction again as well after that year. So I did another, it was a few months later, or maybe a year or so later, and then I did another 4 months at Teen Challenge and still wasn't ready. I still wasn't done with the life that I was living. The mindset that you get when you're influenced by a drug or alcohol is completely different from your mindset right now. You think different, you act different, everything is different about you because you've got something inside of you that's making you do that. It is a hard life. And I pray for the ones out there right now that may be going through something like that. But January 27th, 2011, 13 years ago today, my mother dropped me off at the Mission of Hope in Mobile, Alabama. And it was absolutely life-changing. At that point in my life, I was completely done. My mother had told me, she said, "Bo, you better make a home here because you ain't coming home." And thank God she said that. Because several months later, I would be getting phone calls. "Hey, when you coming home? When you coming home? I want to see you. I miss you." But now she lives down here with me. But I checked into the Mission of Hope and I was done. I was so done. I had enough. I had enough of the life that I was living. I had enough of the hurt that I was going through. I had enough of the pain that was in my body. And I completely surrendered to God. I completely surrendered to Christ, to Jesus. And I thank Him so much. He has forgiven me countless times. I just had to accept it. You just have to accept the forgiveness. You can be forgiven as well. You can get out of the lifestyle that you might be living in right now. But I promise you, the only thing that's going to help you change is the love of Jesus. He is absolutely amazing. He found me at the depths of my hell that I created. And I am so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for His compassion, for His grace. His grace. It is absolutely untouchable. He is by far the greatest gift that we earthlings could receive. So I'm going to do a song about this, celebrating 13 years today. 13 years of clean addiction. I'm done. I don't live like that no more. And I am so grateful for it. 13 years clean and free. Talk about an imprisonment in your life when you're in this. But hallelujah, He has changed me. Changed me completely. And so this song that I'm going to do, it's called You Came. It's beautiful. It's the story about Lazarus when he came out of the grave. When Jesus called him, He called his name. He called my name, and He called your name too. To come out of that grave that you're in, to come out of that addiction, and feel the presence of God on your life. God bless you, and thank you for listening. I hope you like this song. You stood outside my grave with tear still on your face. I heard you say my name. My night was turned to day. You came. I knew that you would come. You sang. My heart it woke up. I'm not afraid. I see your face. I'm alive. You came. I knew that you would come. You said death's only sleeping. With one word, my heart was beating. I rose up from my grave. My fear was turned to faith. You came. Hey! I knew that you would come. You sang. My heart it woke up. I'm not afraid. I see your face. I'm alive. You came. I knew that you would come. You are a miracle working God. 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 A miracle working God. You came. I knew that you would come. You sang. My heart it woke up. I'm not afraid. I see your face. I'm alive. You came. I knew that you would come. Yeah, you came. I knew that you would come. You sang. My heart it woke up. I'm not afraid. I see your face. I'm alive. You came. I knew that you